Okay, I did a first try on this video, but I took a little bit too long, so I'm just gonna try to keep it 10 minutes, right? Good day to you all. I haven't done anything magic related in a while because I'm getting married. My the glasses are because my eyes are pussies, and which means that I am photosensitive. I'm sorry, but to have some modicum of quality in this video, I have to use the goddamn glasses or just be temporarily blind. I won't bother to explain this. I'm sorry. You'll have to ask away in the comments. But like straight to the point. So I was on YouTube watching this girl that said that she was a witch. I'm not gonna say who she is because it's beyond the point actually. And she says that she was a witch and she has stopped being a witch. She came to Christ, and then she wants to warn us all about Halloween, right? So I'm not going to talk about her. I'm not going to talk about Halloween, but what I will be talking about is her position in magics and esotericism and occultism, because she says that all of that is categorically evil and categorically bad and categorically from the devil. Now let's try to work with this, right? So I would not recommend her. Like, this is in case she's looking at this, or anyone who fits this category. If you're looking at this, I'm not trying to make you come back to occultism or esotericism. If you don't want to come back, don't come back. Just don't come back. I understand that there are traumatic events and that the evil one indeed is a trickster and he really fucking knows how to make us act up, so to speak. So if you're not sure about yourself, don't try it. Don't fucking try it. It's okay. I'm not trying to convince anyone to start or come back to occultism or esotericism at all. Now, I would not call it necessarily evil, because something that we have to understand about occultism, for example, she was making the point that she thought that occultism was evil because occult means what's hidden. Now, to debunk this really quickly, what, for example, I know about physics compared to what a nuclear physicist knows about physics, well, what he knows to me compared is occult, right? So yeah, there's hidden knowledge that it's supposed to be passed on just from a select few to a select few that really know what to do and how to deal with that knowledge. Now, nuclear physics is a specifically good example because of atomic bombs, right? A lot of potential for harm right there. So the fact that something is occult doesn't necessarily make it evil, just means that it is on purpose inaccessible to a public, to protect the public from it. I am starting to believe, like, I wanted to teach magic to anyone and everyone all the time, but it has become more evident in my trip, in my voyage, in my life, that there's people who's not ready. It's that there's people who simply don't care and they don't want to do anything about it. Something that they tell you as an initiate is never stomp on anyone's toes, on their free will, rather. And that takes me to the next point, right? Magic in itself, it's the exercise of the will. Juxtaposition of wills is something that you constantly do. I know that some people don't like this point because they say that it makes magic mundane, but I'm sorry, it's just true to say that. For example, magic is just asking for something and getting it. Straight up, that's magic. Why? Because you imposed your will upon someone else's will. Now, how you juxtapose your will onto another person's will is entirely up to you, and it can be done in a loving way, or it can be done in a hateful way. And what I would recommend is doing it in a loving way. Love, most powerful magic. I know that sounds cheesy as fuck, but still true. Okay, so if I take a fucking gun and I point it at someone and tell them, "Bring me a fucking beer, or I'll blow your brains out," yeah, we could say that's magic, right? Because I got my will juxtaposed onto theirs. How about, instead of taking a gun onto someone like that, just go with my girlfriend, my soon wife to be, and I tell her, hey babe, can you hand me a beer, please? Very different. Same result, same will, same everything, very different methods. Magic is exactly the same. It's precisely the same. Everything is like that, okay? Magic bleeds onto everything else, and everything else bleeds into magic. So even with these mundane examples, they are juxtaposed to any school of magic that you want to think about, right? And of course, when you're juxtaposing wheels, when you're talking about metaphysical or extra physical wheels, if you will, you really have to be aware of what wheel you are contacting with. Because let's say it's not the same to try to make your will be known and imposed no matter what through very unethical means, or I'm sorry, but doing it the hard way. Because even in magic there's a hard way. If magic was the easy way, everyone would be doing it. I'm sorry for anyone who was like trying to learn magic to get like easy shortcuts in life. No, I'm gonna tell you this straight up. Magic makes shit harder for you. Like, just being a normie, it's a lot better. Just being completely oblivious to all of this. Because in the moment that you actually realize what the existence of magic implies, and let me assure you, magic is completely real. Once you accept that in your heart and once you understand that, things don't become easier, they actually become a lot harder, and that's good. Because that's how things should be. That's just how existence is built up to be. That's okay, that's fine, that's actually great. Okay. And of course, like, there's the left hand path and the right hand path. Okay, they're not the same. They're absolutely not the same. And if you go with some certain Gnostic schools of thought, you would be for or against the demiurge or shit like that. I don't do demiurge. Demiurges are not welcome in this house. Okay, so I'm not very a-okay with the concept of a demiurge, but in any case, if a demiurge did exist, I would be against him. But I don't think that a demiurge exists. But I do think that the concept of a demiurge is very useful to actually not explain a deity or explain something outwardly, but to explain something inwardly. But that's completely different. This is not a video about the goddamn demiurge. This is a video about the complexity and multi-layer facets of magic. Okay, so let's say magic. It doesn't matter what coat of paint it has. If I do Catholicism dressed in a goth outfit, it's still Catholicism. Okay, if I do satanic rituals dressed as a cardinal, it's still Satanism. Is still something that it doesn't match the coat of paint. Coats of paint matter for nothing. Okay, you shouldn't be looking for coats of paint, because let me tell you, as a Catholic, very evil shit's been done in the Catholic Church, dressed as a fucking cardinal, dressed as a priest, dressed as a monk. Okay, and I know certain people from different esoteric and occult groups that have very, very weird coats of paint, and I know their hearts, and I know that they are lovable, they are excellent people, and they will never hurt anyone, and they never done anything willingly to hurt someone, right? Which is another facet of the juxtaposition of wheels. Like, what you have to understand about the juxtaposition of wheels as well is that you're always going to hurt someone when you take a decision. Always. Always. It is non-negotiable. This is not a perfect world. So every time you take a decision, you're collapsing the possibilities of another decision, not only for yourself, but for other people, constantly. So you're always stepping on someone else's toes. The problem is, who are you stepping on, and why are you stepping on those toes? And if you are willingly stepping on them toes, that's what matters. Like, this is not a perfect life. I'm sorry, right? Something good can be used to do evil. Something evil can be used to do good. The tool is not the problem. The tool has never been the problem. What you use that tool for is what really matters. So remember that free will is the point of our existence, and magic is just another expression of that free will.